Welcome to this relaxing evening yoga class suitable for beginners. For this class we will be using a bolster and a blanket. When you're ready, come to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands to your knees, lengthen your spine, relax your neck. And we're just going to take a few breaths here together to settle in. Nice long deep inhales and slow controlled exhales. Keeping the breath nice and steady, creating a nice gentle rhythm to practice to. Interlace your fingers and on the inhale lift your palms towards the ceiling. On the exhale, release, bring the hands down behind the back, interlace the fingers and on the inhale lift the chest and roll your shoulders back. Relax your shoulders, bring your hands forwards and just gently walk yourself forwards, bowing your head when you're at your limit. On an inhale, coming back to seated. So for our first posture tonight, we're going to come into Baddha Konasana. You don't have to have your feet all the way in, so wherever's comfortable. And then we're just going to gently rock the pelvis backwards and forwards. As you inhale, we'll be rocking forwards. And then as you exhale, gently rocking backwards. On the exhales, take care not to collapse and dump weight down. So the slower your breath, the slower your movement. Making the motion nice and fluid. And after a few breaths, we're going to start to circle the pelvis. We'll be coming forwards on the inhales and then circling backwards on the exhales. Inhale to come forwards, exhale back. It doesn't matter which way round you go first, whichever feels natural. After a few breaths, changing direction. Inhales to come forwards, exhale backwards. And then coming back to a neutral position. Bring your hands to your feet and open the feet like the pages of a book, bringing the big toes away from each other. And then sitting up nice and tall, just let the knees relax. After a few breaths, we're going to, on the exhale, come forwards. When you're at your limit, you can just bow your head. if you find your mind wandering, just bring your attention back to your breath. On your next inhale, coming back up. Bring your knees in together and then take your feet away from you and give the legs a little shake out. We're now going to come into our second posture, child's pose, and I'm going to show you 3 options for child's pose. First, coming onto your knees and then just dropping the hips down towards the heels, bowing the head towards the floor. And if this is comfortable, just chill out there. If not, you can grab a bolster or pillows, whatever you've got at home, cushions, and bring your body down onto the bolster. So trying to keep the hips low and pad yourself up to where you need to be. And just take a few breaths here. And if this isn't comfortable, then the third option is to come on your back. And again, you can use the bolster here if you want, or you can just bring the knees in towards your chest. If you're using the bolster, hook your feet around it and then hug the bolster in towards you. And as you're inhaling, feel that you're breathing into your lower back, broadening that area. And again, if you find your mind wandering, just bring your attention back to your breath. So if you're in traditional child's pose, you may want to come up now and then come into a reclining position. We're going to come into a reclined twist. So again, taking the bolster, going to bring the knees into your chest and then drop them to the right. Take your gaze to the left. I'm going to take 10 deep breaths here. You can close your eyes, really sink down. And on your next inhale, we're going to bring the knees back to center. You can pause here if you like. Bring your prop the other side if you're using one. Bring the arms nice and wide again. And then on the exhale, drop your knees to the left this time, taking your gaze over to the right. And you can have your eyes open or closed. On your next inhale, bringing the knees back to centre. You're just going to hold your knees in for a minute. You can draw circles with your knees. On the exhales, bringing them in. On the inhales, releasing. Exhale, bring the knees in. Inhale, release. Take your feet to the floor. Reposition your back if you need to. Just pause here. On the inhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest and flex your foot. Exhale, release. Inhale, bring the left knee in. Flex the foot. And then exhale to release. And we're now going to come into the last part of this class. We're going to take our legs up the wall. So you may need to move your mat to a piece of wall. Sit sideways on as close as you can. And then you're going to swing your legs round to take them up the wall. And try and get your hips right close to the wall. And the soles of your feet facing the ceiling. And feel all of your back on the floor. Give yourself enough room so that you can take the arms wide. If you prefer, you can have them in goddess arms. So you can stay like this if you want. You don't have to do anything. For those of you that are comfortable pressing the feet into the wall to lift the pelvis, you can bring your bolster underneath and then drop the hips onto the bolster. And you don't want the bolster right next to the wall. There wants to be a little bit of space. And then taking your legs right up against the wall. Bring your arms up and over. And you're going to shuffle down off of the bolster, push the bolster up against the wall, and then bring yourself onto the floor. So your whole back is on the floor now. Cross your legs and just rest your ankles, feet and thighs on the bolster, bringing your arms to the side. Or if you prefer, you can take hold of the elbows and bring the arms over the head. Bringing the arms back up and over. Bring the knees in towards the chest and roll over. And we're now going to come into Shavasana. So grab any props that you want to use. If it's cold, you might want to put on some socks. In your own time, just coming into a reclining position. Weigh yourself down if you find Shavasana difficult. And feet want to be about hip distance apart. Feel that the arms are long and the neck is relaxed. And just feel like you're sinking down, relaxing, preparing for sleep. And if you find your mind wandering, bring your attention back to your breath. Each time you exhale, feel yourself relaxing deeper. Just taking a few more breaths here. Gently start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle the toes, bring some movement to your ankles and wrists. Take a nice big stretch, point your toes away, reach the arms above you. Relax your body, bring your knees to your chest. Gently rock from side to side, hugging your knees. Draw circles with your knees. When you're ready, you can roll over to the right. Take a breath or two here if you like. And then coming back to seated. I hope you enjoyed this class. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.